Hello, folks. Today I wanted to talk about, first off, I wanted to um, bring to your attention that I've changed the way I hold my camera, so no longer the have that phone view. Regardless, what I wanted to talk about today was it's a pretty, I guess it's a touchy subject, but I'm not here to talk about um, the weather. You know what I mean? And unless it's metaphorical and we're talking about the climate of our society. No, what I'm here to talk about is basically this race war that the media seems to be hyping up these days. And I say these days, but really, it's been hyped up since the beginning of the creation of the United States, government, or basically it's been happening for so long that it seems almost normal and natural, but it's not. I mean, black and white people do not exist. There's no true such thing as black and white people. Um, People are of all shades and colors or well, not all shades and colors, but basically people have all sorts of different shades of skin color, uh, meaning that there is no black and white, and that black and white basically is a statement of character, right? Basically saying that all black people have a black character or a black heart, and all white people are just and righteous. And the thing is that this is not true. Obviously, everybody knows that, but deep down, we are conditioned to believe that, to some degree, it is true. And basically, we react to people based on that conditioning, not so much our true beliefs, that are not so much our logical or rational understanding that this could not be true, right? Now, if you took a black kid and a white kid and you raised them together, most people are thinking, yeah, they're going to grow up to be friends, most likely. Well, yeah, they'll grow up to be friends. They'll grow up to be lifelong friends. And because you raised them together, they'll grow up to be family. Now, that's just logic, right? There's no default that says that black people have to hate white people or vice versa. This is a fucking ridiculous thing that the media is trying to hype up or trying to make look like it's something that actually exists, but it doesn't. It is a conditioning that we have been under since the beginning of the United States, or even further back than that. Whenever it was the government that legalized the terms white and black in regard to people. Now that means that someone in power wanted there to be issues between whites and black people. But do you think that they were wanting those issues to be issues? Do you think that they wanted that to affect them? No, or that they did it, for the so that it would affect them as well? No, they're at their level, at the power elites level. There is no white and black people. There are only rulers. Okay, and they come in every shade, just like you and I. Now, the conditioning to create racism amongst us is basically, it takes, like, from the perspective of or how they're conditioning white folks, is to look at black people in the same way that they should be looking at the power elite. They are leeches. They are lazy. They are cowards and untrustworthy. They are evil, to put it plainly. And this is how they want us to see each other, so that we will fight and argue amongst each other and try to justify violence and hostility against each other. It's not justified. And the thing is I can't blame white people and they can't blame me. Black folks can't blame white people and white people can't blame black folks for what's going on here. We need to look at the people who are really doing this, and that's the power elite, right? This is the government. This is the authority that we have so much faith in. And like I said, this doesn't affect them. And why? Because what they do is they don't discipline their slaves themselves. We're the slaves. They're not going to discipline us themselves. They get other slaves called overseers and enforcers to discipline us for them, right? And then we hate the enforcers and the overseers for what the power elite is doing. We hate them for it, right? But this is the formula. This is on purpose, right? Because they don't want us to look at them as being the bad guys when we know that they are. You know, we know rationally, at least some of us know. And that's one of the major points that I'm trying to make here today in regard to this racism thing and hyping up racism. The media likes to focus on white racism as being like that's the evil, the true evil is the white racism, and their reasoning is that the whites are supposedly the ones who are in power in our society, right? So, and the blacks are completely powerless. That being the case, the blacks' racism towards whites has no power. It can't really do anything. It's benign, right? I don't agree with that. I think racism hurts all around. Either way, going either way, it hurts, right? And it's never justified. No force or no hostility, none of that is ever justified, right? So basically, you have the media hyping up this falsity and putting whites in a place of evil. But they're not putting, like I said, they're not putting the elite there. They're putting the poor whites that the enforcers, the cops, the average ignorant citizen who thinks that racism is something real or something to be even proud to be a part of. Then you have, but those are ignorant people who are controlled by their conditioning. Now, what I really wanted to talk about today too was another group of people who are not ignorant and who have to some degree overcome most of their conditioning. And I'm talking about the white ones in particular. There's, for example, there's Larkin Rose. I'll just use the one example. And I've read his book recently. And he made the statement that if people were just allowed to integrate or segregate, if they were just allowed the choice themselves, there would have been much less violence and hostility during the time of forced integration. And the thing is I can't argue against that, right? But the thing is the only argument I have there, only issue I have there, is that it's an unnecessary statement. And it's a statement that is viewed through the eyes of an authoritarian, a statist, right? Who thinks that all of this is legit, right? that basically, you can't have it both ways. You can't look at the government and all that they have done and say that it's all bad. Oh, but except for the part where you know there was racial issues. You know what I mean? Or where people wanted to be away from each other because of the race or because of the color of their skin. That was okay. That's what it seems like you're saying. Whether you're saying that or not, that's what it seems like you're saying. And that's racist, right? So if you don't want to be looked at as a racist, then don't say unnecessary things viewed from the eyes of statists, right? I mean, you're an example. You're an example out there of what we're supposed to be, how we're supposed to think, but yet you're bringing up unnecessary, you're bringing up unnecessary racist comments, just to, it seems like a dig, you know what I mean, at black people, right? So, like, I mean, again, if this is not what you want, if this is not how you want to be seen, if you want to reach a wider audience, if you want people to accept, you as a individual and not a racist white person, right? Then don't say racist things, right? Avoid it. It's not hard. Right? If you look at people as people, and not as their race, and not as wanting to be separate from anybody, right? Because the thing is that if you want to be separate from somebody on an individual basis, that's fine. Yeah, we don't all like each other. That's fine. But the things that you're saying sound like you don't like a particular group of people, right? For what reason? The only reason that there could be is your conditioning. Okay? So, if you continue to say those things, you're going to continue to be viewed the same way you are right now. So, anyway, I'm hoping that this gets through. I know it might sound kind of harsh the way I put it or whatever type of thing, but this is what I'm seeing, and I don't think that that the people who are doing these things are aware of what they're doing. I think it is their conditioning that has taken over, and it goes to show that it affects us all, every one of us. So, try to be self-aware. Try to overcome that conditioning. It doesn't benefit you in any way, and it definitely makes you look like a racist. So, that being said, I'm done.